Evan here from Evan Sports Corner, and I'm back with another video here on the channel. And today I'm going to be talking about the fall of the Houston Texans. A team that had so much promise, a team that had so much potential. And now, well, they're this. Before we have this video, remember to leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you're new so you don't miss more sports content like this, and let's hop right into the video. So the Houston Texans are in an interesting position right now. But they're a super bad team without a first-round pick this year. You might be wondering, how could that have happened? Well, the Texans made a ton of mind-boggling moves that shocked the league time and time again. And maybe at the time, some of the moves like the Laremy Tunsil trade looked decent, but now you just come to realize how terrible the trades are. The guy that people have put the blame on for the Texans' fall is Bill O'Brien. And look, Bill O'Brien deserves the absolute most fault for this. Bill O'Brien ruined the Houston Texans, ruined a team that had a young quarterback and a superstar receiver, and had finished 2 straight seasons atop the AFC South. This Texans team was doing good. They didn't need to be shaken up by Bill O'Brien's dumb moves. And this is a prime example of why your coach should never be your GM. So for the Texans, I feel really bad for the Texans. Sometimes I think, oh, it's bad being a Cowboys fan. But South Texas, just south of here in Houston, yeah, a team even more incompetent than the Cowboys. And that's saying a lot. So let's go through some of the moves that the Texans have made and their timeline of failure. If Bill O'Brien didn't already show his incompetence, or the Texans didn't reveal their incompetence, how about the Jadeveon Clowney move? Jadeveon Clowney was one of the upcoming defensive ends in the league. He was a Pro Bowler. He was a star. He had so much potential. The sky was the limit for Clowney. And the Texans traded this guy away for a random linebacker and a 3rd-round pick to the Seattle Seahawks, one of the upcoming defensive ends in our league. Yeah. What? That's not what you do with a talent like that. If Jadeveon Clowney makes it seem like he wants out, I mean, you should at least try to reason with him, try to make, a signing. And if you can't, there's no way that you could not have gotten a better return for that. Just a 3rd-round pick for Jadeveon Clowney? And the move that has made most people think that Bill O'Brien is one of the worst GMs I've ever seen, and one of the worst GMs they've ever seen ever, is the DeAndre Hopkins trade, of course. Arguably the best wide receiver in the league, made some of the most mind-boggling catches in recent memory, and you trade him for a 2nd-round pick and David Johnson. David Johnson was a very good running back in 2015. Injuries have plagued this man. He's had a bad contract. He's making way too much money for his production. And the Texans traded for him. He's like 29. He's about to hit age 30. He might already be age 30. And for DeAndre Hopkins, who's one of the best receivers in the league. The other day, DeAndre Hopkins posted something on social media about how the Texans really thought he was worth a 2nd-round pick. Obviously, he's roasting the Texans because, a 2nd-round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. You're telling me that no team in the league would be willing to give you a 1st-round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. In fact, I'll talk about this trade later, but you gave up 2 1st-round picks for Laremy Tunsil. DeAndre Hopkins is a way better player than Laremy Tunsil, and you're telling me that no team in the league would have given you a way better package than the Cardinals. The Texans should have been hard. If they really wanted to trade DeAndre Hopkins away, they should have made it hard. They should have said at least 2 1st-round picks and a solid player. Plus, I don't understand why they wanted to trade DeAndre Hopkins away. He still had a few years left on his contract, so it's not like he was a free agent. They had to trade him away. I just don't understand how they got only a 2nd-round pick and an aged running back for DeAndre Hopkins. And now in Arizona, him and Kyler Murray have one of the most dynamic receiver QB duos in the entire NFL, who are going to be terrorizing opposing defenses for years to come. And the Texans were like, hey, we trade away DeAndre Hopkins, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to go out and trade for Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is a solid receiver. He is. but he's no DeAndre Hopkins. He's not even close. So, the DeAndre Hopkins trade has to be one of the worst trades I've ever seen in NFL history. Bill O'Brien, I don't know what he was thinking. And people like to blame Bill O'Brien, of course. Just blame Bill O'Brien for everything, because he is. But what was the upper management doing? Bill O'Brien comes into the office and says, hey, I'm on the phone with the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to trade DeAndre Hopkins to them for a second-round pick and Dave Johnson. Somebody should have said, what were you thinking? What are you thinking? How could you trade one of the best receivers in the league for that? And now we move on to another trade that's pretty freaking bad. One arguably worse than the DeAndre Hopkins trade. It's pretty bad. And that's the Laramie Tunsil trade. I said that they only got a second-round pick and an aged running back for DeAndre Hopkins. But the Texans were willing to give up 2 first-round picks, a 2020 first, a 2021 first, which is the 3rd overall pick this year, and a 2021 second for Laramie Tunsil and Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills, not that great of a receiver. Again, if that's your idea of trying to replace DeAndre Hopkins, it's not going to work. And Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil is he's a great offensive tackle in this league. He is. But 2 first-round picks in a second for Laramie Tunsil. And again, if you're going to make a trade like that, you have to be in win-now mode. That is a win-now mode trade. You're going to get a good left tackle to pair alongside Deshaun Watson and protect his blind side while, he's throwing bombs to DeAndre Hopkins. But no, you get 2 first-round picks for a left tackle, and now you're not in winning mode. So what's the point of having an elite left tackle if you're not going to win? And the worst part about that, the Texans were one of the worst teams in the league this year. I believe they went 4-12, and that pick is the 3rd overall pick. And the Miami Dolphins are sitting there laughing hard at the Houston Texans right now. They have the 3rd overall pick. They can either draft Penei Sewell, an amazing left tackle, replace Laramie Tunsil, or they could draft Tua, a dynamic wide receiver to throw to. Whether it's Jamar Chase, whether it's Devontae Smith, who knows? They can play around and do any of those scenarios. And that would immediately make their team way better than last season. So, yeah, the Dolphins are quite happy with this trade. It looks like they came out the winners right now. And also a second-round pick, so they can do something else as well. So, the Laramie Tunsil trade makes no sense. If you're going to be a losing team, why give up so much draft capital? The Texans went from a team that was supposed to be winning, and now they're rebuilding without a first-round pick this year. You upset J.J. Watt so much that J.J. Watt wanted to be released. And you can't blame J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt's getting up there in age, and J.J. Watt wants to win, and he wanted to leave. And I don't blame J.J. Watt at all. You signed Deshaun Watson to this massive contract last offseason. Well, guess what? Deshaun Watson's threatening to not play this year. He's threatening to hold out. He's willing to lose $20 million off his salary to avoid playing with the Texans this season. And he's demanded a trade many times. So now your franchise quarterback is demanding a trade. And we'll see if the Texans trade him for a second-round pick and an aged running back, an aged wide receiver. Yeah. Hopefully they're not that incompetent, because the Texans need to take their time if they're going to trade Deshaun Watson. It's quite obvious that Deshaun Watson's not going to play this season. They need to trade him away and completely rebuild. A few months ago, I made a video about teams that need to start rebuilding after the DeAndre Hopkins trade and all, and I said that the Texans need to rebuild. And boy, did things get worse. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new so you'll not miss more sports content like this. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.